Hi guys, I uploaded a video about this receiver I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and it's actually an interesting little gadget I got today. The receiver I managed to get off of eBay. It's a 40 meter CW SSB receiver. It uses a little micro NE602, I believe it is. Maybe? Is that what it is? SA602A. And basically it's a kit, you assemble the kit. But, well, I bought the kit, then I bought another to go with it. This frequency counter that I've done a video on. And in order to use the frequency counter, this particular frequency counter with this here board receiver, it wasn't as easy as just wire up or connect this counter directly to the board here. This counter won't pick it up. So what I ended up having to build was a little circuit over here. Basically what this is a buffer that goes between the frequency counter and the board and helps, I guess, strengthen the signal from the board, amplifies it, and it buffers it in such a way that the frequency counter don't load down the circuit. And that's what this little circuit over here is doing. In order to get the counter to work, which is kind of weird, I had to solder in this little ceramic jobby, little capacitor, on this side of R4 to the input or the output of the buffer, and where the frequency counter normally connects around a piece of RG174. Same thing, the input of this RG174 to the board connects to the same place as this yellow wire over here connects to. Without this capacitor here in the line, the frequency counter don't work correctly. I don't know why, but anyway, I was fiddling around with it and got it to work, and that's what I had to do. So, and I put a speaker into her last night, internal speaker. I put a audio jack in the back of the case. Yeah, got the DC jack here of an old CB radio, 3-pin, 13.8 volts. You got your antenna connector, speaker, and just tonight I mounted a little S meter in this thing here, and so I got another circuit here that I'm borrowing from, I think it's the Bix circuit, Bix project, whatever is being built. Pedro, you know, because you built the actual Bix. I think it's the Bix jobby, the Bix transceiver. So I'm going to borrow this S meter circuit, and hopefully, with any luck at all, this circuit will work with this radio and make this needle move on the meter. But we shall see. Another addition that I put on this receiver, because, you know, if you run the thing on battery, you'd like to know what your battery voltage is. Because I got a couple of kits here, new kits. Actually, Maureen bought them on eBay for me. I've got the Pixie transceiver, the Pixie. Cool little thing. Some people guess these work well, some people don't. And of course, she bought another one of these, same one I bought earlier, which is the Frog's Calling transceiver, QRP job. And I built that, I don't know, a couple months back, if you remember. Done a bunch of videos on it. So basically, on the side of what I'm going to do with these two kits, especially the Pixie. This one here, the Frog's Calling, I'm probably going to assemble that one. But this Pixie, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to assemble this thing or not. because the 602 chip in there, I might be able to use that for something else. I don't know, we'll see. Whatever you think. What do you think, boys? Think I should build... Boys, oh boys, the cats. Build the Pixie or whatever. Anyway, and also bought these voltmeters on eBay. Bought 4 of these. As you can see, one is already mounted in the case, the cabinet for this radio. So these two wires here are running up to the meter in the back of here, and that'll light up. That'll tell me the input voltage to the radio. And I've got the voltage regulated with a 12 volt regulator over here. So I got 13.8, 14 volts coming in, but only 12 volts is going to the board at any given time. So yeah, frequency stability of this receiver. Well, let's just say turn it on and come back a half hour later. This thing's got some wicked drift on it. It had a lot more drift. As you remember, I used to have a knob over here, and basically that set I think it was a coarse tuning for the main tuning of the receiver. And with the control mounted over here, the drifting on this receiver was 10 times worse. So I ended up removing the coarse control I had here, and of course, well, then I had a bullet hole basically in front of this. I didn't want a bullet hole, so I decided to go with the S meter, which I think will be much better. Will be a lot better if I get this working. So there we have it. It's a 40 meter VFO SSB CW receiver, VFO controlled. I guess it's done with varactor tuning. I would think. Basically this is your volume, sensitivity control, whatever. They call it a volume. Main tuning is here, and fine tuning. One thing I would like to figure out with this particular circuit, the fine tune is not as coarse as the main tuning, but the fine tune is still, as far as I'm concerned, still a bit too touchy for my liking. I'm not sure if there's any way to make the fine tuning actually more finer, but that's one little thing I'd like to do with it. But yeah, I think it's coming along pretty good. See, that's the frequency counter board. You've seen a video of this one done up earlier, a couple months ago. And yeah, so I'm just going to build this S meter circuit, install that into this radio, and see how that works out. And hopefully by the end of the night I'll have a working S meter. But I'm not hopeful, but we'll see. I'm not sure how much drive that this circuit needs. I've got no idea. I don't know if the audio from this, it's enough to drive this speaker, so you would think it should be enough to drive that circuit. So I guess we'll just have to build it and see how it goes. But for right now, I just figured I'd upload this little video on this receiver that I've been messing around with lately and whatnot. I got the little lens I got here basically is just that. There is only that's the ESD bag is what that is. That's what I'm using to diffuse the LED display. It is a bit bright. You can control the brightness of it, but still needs something in front of it. Anyways, just a little update and whatnot, and we'll see how the circuit this here works in this. But for now, just upload the video, and yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I like this.